Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to SPORTSTALK, Saturday, December 3rd, 2022. My name is Kathia Davis, and with me is
Courtney Morrison.
Okay, great. And then later today, we'll be having our guest, our football analyst from A-Ball Sports. That's Aidan Alexander and Javon Main. So today, we'll be talking about the matches that are going on in the World Cup currently. So we'll be reviewing the match that happened this morning, Netherlands USA. Quite an interesting match this morning, wasn't it?
Excellent result.
for those who are cheering for Netherlands, right?
Definitely.
Great. And then we're also going to preview the match coming up at 2 p.m. That's going to be Australia versus the great Argentina, Lionel Messi.
I'm bringing the underdogs as usual. I brought them as well. Well, I stopped supporting Argentina since 1982.
Oh, wow. That was before I was born.
Todo el mundo, España.
All right. So we want to thank you for tuning in on all platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, and also on WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp us on 876-997-3125. We're also going to mention the local schoolboy football, Manning Cup and Walker Cup happened yesterday. Was a very thrilling match. I was able to take in both matches. The first we had the Walker Cup with Haile Selassie and Tivoli coming on top on that one on penalties.
Listen to me. The two teams that I was bringing seem to have lost on penalties. I was hoping for Haile Selassie to have become the victors, but indeed, they were at the losing end on penalties. But congratulations to the winner.
Tivoli, their first trophy in 17 years, you know? It's been a while.
Well, it is. And as we say, congratulations. There are many who just calls the Walker Cup at this stage of life a consolation trophy to those who have not place themselves in the top 8.
Well, actually, not really. I mean, yes, a consolation trophy, but at least a team on the lower third will end up with a trophy going home in the cabinet. So that has to be a good thing for them.
There are those of us who share the opinion that they should probably have given a different cup, but allowed the Walker Cup to remain what it was before and give another name to this consolation trophy. Yes.
Okay. I'd beg to agree on that too. But I mean, now we have the Champions Cup, so a team is still able to win a triple crown coming in.
Nice. The Champions Cup is one, though, that is between the rural area schools and the Manning Cup teams, and indeed gives us a good perspective, just like the Oliver Shield. But indeed, silverware, I suppose. Spoke to a member of the St. Catherine High Fraternity yesterday, and they were overwhelmed when they have won the Walker Cup, as it is the last 2 years. And so they are excited. Shout out to Mrs. McLennan Hines. I'm sure she is happy still.
That's great. That's great. And then to the big one, they say, the Manning Cup, Jamaica College versus STAT, St. Andrew Technical High School. Very interesting game. I think STAT dominated the game yesterday. Unfortunate for them too. The third finals, they're losing to Jamaica College. It's their 5th semi-final, and their third finals losing to JC. It's a tough one for the boys down at down off Spanish Town Road there. Yeah.
Yes, indeed it is. I was bringing STATs. They were the ones who put my school, Kingston College, out of the semi-final and went into the final. I believe that they should have won as well after viewing the match. But congratulations to the Fervetians, Jamaica College boys from Old Oak Road. Yeah. Good job.
Trophy number 31 for them in the Manning Cup. Definitely dominated things there.
Yes, and I think this is their 9th time in a final and their 8th trophy in 9 years.
Right, and
doing well.
And 2 out of the last 3 at that.
Yes.
So
it's excellent. Excellent program happening at Jamaica College. Coach Ferguson, we can lift our hats to you. You're doing an excellent job. Miguel Colo was there before you, but indeed both of you have combined to do an excellent job.
Yeah, quite an excellent job going on there at Jamaica College, the boys from Old Oak Road. So as I said, coming up in the show today, we'll be reviewing the Netherlands versus USA game that took place this morning. Yes. And we'll be bringing in our analysts at that time, Aidan and Javon. So yeah, so that's what we'll be looking at. Quite interesting going on the World Cup.
Flying Dutch!
And then we'll be also looking at the teams that the big giants that fell out in the World Cup, yeah?
Yes, but indeed, we also want to mention what's happening in the Ben Francis Cup that's happening today.
Right, Ben Francis.
And the DaCosta Cup.
That's right.
High Rollers, Clarendon College.
Versus the underdog Central High.
The Lenwood High team that is doing, they are a fantastic team, but never underrate Central High. I've watched them play. There have been some giant killers this year. No one expected them to have been in the finals, much less in the semifinals, to come out of the zone that they were in. And so Central High has performed excellently well. As a matter of fact, even the match against Kingston College in the Champions Cup, I believe if it were not for Kingston College goalkeeper, which was a substitute,
right,
Central High could have come out on top.
Right, and also Clarendon College seemed to be playing for it all, having lost their assistant coach yesterday, actually. So condolences to the Clarendon College team. No, those boys will be going and leaving all on the pitch today. And then before we have the DaCosta Cup, we'll have the Ben Francis, who is Edwin Allen against Glenmuir. So it's a battle of the Clarendon schools we're seeing going on there. In that competition.
Apparently something is happening in Clarendon. I mean, these Clarendonians are doing fantastically well.
14
Can you imagine?
Competition. That's quite interesting.
That is interesting. Which team you're carrying? I'm bringing Edwin Allen.
I'm going to go with Clarendon College, and I'm going to go with Glenmuir.
So I'm going with Central High, and I'm going with Edwin Allen. And for the Ben Francis Cup, and Central High, please don't disappoint me.
All right, so we'll be right back on Sports Talk as we bring in our analysts at that time. Stay right with us.
Hey, my peeps, get this on the regular. Your HIV status if you consider. The least of a test once a year. Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Cause it might not show up on your timeline and you learn too late, so you're out of time. A progressive future, mandatory. Really long life, our story. You hear?
Remember, update your status in a real life. Go HIV test today.
Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Really long life, our story. Real long life for say youth, coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Dear, from the Christmas season start, you notice you're wearing Chris clothes, house painted looking Chris, plus you're driving a Chris car.
Kerry, you know, says Chris and Charles may get a loan from. Now I'm looking Chris for the Christmas.
Borrow $1 million and get 30% off your processing fees in less than $25,000 monthly. No guarantor needed. Be Chris for the Christmas with Chris and Charles. Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Come here, Lizzie. We have to leave now, but I'm so glad I can carry my Love 101 FM with me anywhere me go.
How you do that?
What do you mean? I have the Love 101 FM app on my phone, so no matter wherever support me go, I just click on the app and props. My Love 101 is right here with me on my iPhone.
But after me not have iPhone, so how me I go here?
Simply go to your Play Store upon your Android phone. Search for Love 101 FM. The red app with the Love 101 logo will show up and you just download it. Even my friend in New York did a listen Love the other day. Clear New York, my dear. And you know how him did a listen?
Let me guess.
Pan the Love 101 FM app.
All right then, all right. Me I go download it so I can have love with me to anywhere me go. Have you downloaded the Love 101 FM app? Take Love 101 FM with you anywhere and listen anytime via the Love 101 app. Available in your Play Store for Android phones and on your iPhone in the App Store. Love 101 FM. We are here, there, and everywhere. The family station.
Love 101. The family station.
Back to Sports Talk here on Love 101 FM. We're going to be joined now by our football analysts from A Ball Sports. They are Aidan Alexander and Javon Main. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Aidan, Javon, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
You know, as they come, we want to mention indeed, for me, as I said, the most favorable result of the Netherlands USA match, the Flying Dutch 3-1 against a trying USA team. They fought hard. Those who will definitely say CONCACAF is in the top 16, and Mexico sort of disappointed. Canada played well, and Costa Rica as well, but indeed, USA gave it a fighting shot, but they came up against an extremely good team, well composed, defense line stout, the forward is good, and they had a great possession of the ball today. They really passed the ball around.
I think the USA did quite well. I think what had happened, if we were watching the qualifiers for the USA to get to the World Cup, they suffered from the same thing, not taking the chances when they're given. Christian Pulisic, for example, had a fantastic chance in the first 5 minutes of the game, not taking it, and the USA just suffering, almost like the goal. Every time the USA starts a match, for me, I think somebody moves the goal because they can't seem to find the back of the net.
It's unfortunate. USA doesn't seem to be the team that own the problem. We saw Belgium going out, missing a number of chances. We saw Germany, another big team, losing to a fighting Asian team, the Japanese, who also beat Spain as well.
And also, we saw Uruguay going out as well, yeah?
There are some folks who are happy. I'm not necessarily one of those. They're happy to see Sir
Luis Suarez go
yes.
That. Why, I tell you.
The team that I'm really feeling forward was Ghana. I was really hoping Ghana would have fought harder and would have come through at the end, but
unfortunate for them to go out at that stage.
Oh God.
All right, so we're gonna try to connect with our analyst again. Aidan, Javon, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. All right, so we're talking about Aidan and Javon, the big teams that went out in the World Cup so far. So we're looking at Germany, Belgium, Uruguay. So Aidan, let me hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on those teams going out?
Belgium from week one, they looked quite poor. You know, Javon and I have talked about this repeatedly. From week one, Belgium didn't look good. Maybe they were missing Lukaku against Canada, but you know, when he did play against Croatia, he didn't look good either. You know, he was missing chances for fun out there. Well, sorry, what other teams you mentioned?
Germany and Uruguay.
Okay, yeah. Uruguay, fought hard, especially against Ghana. I thought they put in a really good game. You know, Ghana didn't do themselves any favors, missing that penalty, missing quite a few chances as well. But yeah, for South Korea to win against Portugal right at the death and knock the two of them out unexpectedly, you know, as far as most people would have thought, you know, that was really, really unfortunate for both Uruguay and Ghana. And Germany, wow, you know, those 7 goals for Spain on match day 1 came up big because they only ended up beating Germany on goal difference. But, you know, we really have to look at if there's something going on with German football, if they're on an Italian trajectory, because, you know, winning in 2014, out in the group stage in 2018, out in the group stage in 2022, kind of reminiscent of Italy being champions in 2006 and then poor performance in 2010, 2014, and then not qualifying for 2018 and 2022. So that's something that, you know, German fans and, you know, German football on a whole will probably be concerned about. So we'll have to see where they go from here.
All right.
I want to ask a question.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Thank you for sharing that. I want your opinion on a South Korean team and a Japanese team. A Japanese team that beat both Germany and the great illustrious Spain, you know, the team that I'm supporting. What's happening in Asia? They have gone through to the round of 16 and have put some teams out. Uruguay is out. Germany.
Did you mean Japan or South Korea?
Both.
Tell us about both of them. I
Oh,
mean,
both
no
of them.
one
Okay.
really
Okay.
expected Japan to come out of the zone nor South Korea to come out of their zone. They're both into this final round of 16.
Japan, massive win against Germany to kick off their World Cup campaign. It's funny because the only game they lost in their group was the only game some people would have picked them to win before the World Cup started. They beat Germany match day one, lost to Costa Rica unexpectedly almost, and then came back and beat Spain on the final match day as well. Subsequently, making them top the group and knocking Germany out at the same time. South Korea, drew their first game against Uruguay, didn't look very convincing, didn't look, like they were going to score really. Lost against Ghana, match day two, and then back against the wall, you had to beat Portugal to go through, and they managed to pull it out of the bag. So, Asian football on a whole would be very excited with those two results. I think a lot of people underestimated the Asian teams coming into this tournament. And yeah, South Korea and Japan heading into the round of 16, and I'm excited to see them. I think, especially Japan, I think Japan could really make some noise in their tie.
All right, we're going to ask the analysts to hold their thoughts as we go for a break, and we come back with the discussion on these big teams that have fallen short in the World Cup this year.
Let's give ourselves the best gift yet. Great mobile and internet. Value the whole year long. Garden Road's the best to get. Flo has savings just for you. Give great Christmas gifts, it's true. Samsung tablet for my boo. Samsung Fold 2. Our moments together with Flo Garden Road, it's better. This Christmas, Flo gives the best to you.
With Garden Road, get a Samsung tablet or a phone for just $999 plus GCT.
Flo gives the best to you.
Conditions apply. Join the Association of Christian Communicators as we dive into the wellsprings on the topic, the role of the church in building safer communities, with panelists, former FBI agent Wilfred Rattigan, Bishop Rowan Edwards, and SSP Gladys Brown, with host Bishop Hero Steve Blim, Sunday, December 11 at 5 p.m. and at 9 p.m. on MTM TV. Wellsprings, wisdom from the Word for a better world. Brought to you by Whatever You Drive, MIBinsure.com.
H&L Rapid True Value delivers happiness this Christmas with $3 million in cash and prizes from November 27 to December 24. Every $10,000 you spend before GCT gives you a chance to win one of 100 prizes of $15,000 H&L cash. The grand prize delivers enough happiness with one lucky shopper winning $1.5 million cash money. The more you spend, the more chances you get. But you must be an H&L Loyalty Club member to get in on the winnings. H&L Rapid True Value delivers happiness this Christmas.
Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk on Love 101 FM. We have our analysts from A-Ball, Adon Alexander and Javon Main. We heard from Adon before the break, but now we're going to hear from Javon. Javon?
I can hear you. How are you?
Okay, great. Same questions to you, Javon. What are your thoughts about Germany, Belgium, and Uruguay going out at the group stage of the World Cup?
Well, first of all, Uruguay was interesting because they didn't seem to start playing football until the final day. A lot of their big players didn't show up in the first two games, and they really gave it. They tried to give it their best in the third game. But it was definitely a surprising result. In terms of Germany, they seem to be lacking it in front of goal really, and in defense. I feel like Hansi Flick definitely had his lineups, especially defensively, wrong in the first two games. But despite them being eliminated from the competition, I feel like in all three games, they had a chance to win, of course, especially in the Spain game. They had
Right.
two chances, I recall, close to the end of the game. Both came from Leroy Sané. The first one, he came off of the right wing, cut inside, passed it to Musiala, and Musiala took the shot instead of putting it across the goal. For Fulkrug was the eventual equalizer scorer. And then another chance where Sané was on the left flank this time, opted to go around the keeper instead of crossing it again. And just like that, Germany could have won the game there. And then Spain 7 goals against Costa Rica in the first game wouldn't have mattered. So I feel like for the Germans, it definitely boiled down to a lack of finishing product, really, and some could say maturity. Musiala did have a great competition, but he did make a few questionable decisions in front of goal. In terms of the other team was Belgium. I wouldn't say I'm particularly surprised. Most would have picked them to come out of the group. However, them not coming out of the group wasn't particularly surprising. They seem to have trouble in the camp. They don't have a very good coach, in my opinion. He showed that when he was at Everton a few years ago. And again, there has been rumors that the players, the bigger players, haven't really gotten along in recent
They're
years.
not
So
communicating together. Yeah.
right. So I mean, it's not particularly surprising. And the best player, the best player from the quote unquote golden generation is probably arguably shouldn't have even started. In Hazard, one of my favorite players in the past, but he hasn't been playing enough football and he hasn't been good enough when he's played to get into that team. So I think overall, they were just poor. The back is poor. Midfield isn't very good. Their best midfielder in the world didn't show up to the competition either. And I mean, Lukaku, they could have gotten two, and Lukaku missed 3 good chances to win them the game. But had maybe 5 chances in total. So it was surprising, but they still could have went through despite their poor performances in all of the games.
They say goals win matches, and if you're lacking in clinical finishing, then this World Cup, it seems, is one that you're going to be put out of. But tell us, compare that with Uruguay, still winning their last match and still going out. Talk to us about Uruguay and Luis Suarez going home.
I mean, it's interesting because in the Portuguese game, that was the second game for Uruguay and Portugal. They had a chance to equalize. I believe it was when Suarez just came on. They had a free kick from the left side, their left side, and they put it low into the box, and Suarez had an opportunity to score it near post. So, in a lot of the games, I've noticed in a lot of the games this World Cup, the teams who didn't get the results definitely had a chance to win. We could say the same about Canada in their game against Belgium.
Yes.
Definitely deserve to get 3 points there. But as you said, it did boil down to a lack of finishing for both teams. And there are very few games. A lot of the games were expected pure domination from the bigger teams. The smaller teams did have a chance to score, and they just didn't capitalize on that. We saw it again today in the USA game with Pulisic and that chance at the start of the game. That could have totally changed the result of the game.
Most definitely. As you are speaking about the Netherlands USA game that happened this morning, Netherlands beating USA 3-1. Adon, your thoughts on the game this morning?
Well, for the Netherlands game, massive hats off to the Netherlands. Yeah, they got through the game, having maybe not been the better team for a lot of it. I think particularly in the first half, their lack of width on the left-hand side was a massive issue for them. Denzel Dumfries and Frankie de Jong, they seem to be, the main outlets in the first half. Whenever Frankie de Jong picked up the ball, he was always looking to get it forward. Denzel Dumfries made some really good runs on the right-hand side. But the lack of width on the left-hand side, like I said, was a massive issue for them. I thought, Daily Blind came up big, at the end of the first half to get that second goal, that cushion that Netherlands did need right on the brink of halftime. Second half, I thought was a better game from the Netherlands. Steven Bergwijn came on. I think that definitely gave them another option going forward. He gave Cody Gakpo and Memphis Depay someone else to play off of. Denzel Dumfries, I thought, had a great game. Like I said, I thought he was the main player. He was involved in all 3 goals. Yeah, he was involved in all 3 goals for the Netherlands. But starting off, particularly that first half, I thought Netherlands were really, the attacking rhythm was very monotonous. I don't think they were really creating anything dangerous for a very large period of that first half. From they scored till about the 40th minute, I thought the Netherlands looked very flat. But second half was definitely a lot better from Louis van Gaal's side. And, that USA goal, it really did, put some pressure on them. I don't know how much Haji Wright knew about it, but he scored. So, he scored. So, yeah. But, that third goal was definitely the nail in the coffin, and you saw the US heads drop. But I thought from the US perspective, Gio Reyna coming on, he was definitely a bright spark for them in the second half.
Aronson as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Aronson as well. So yeah, the USA definitely. They have 4 years, like the commentator said in the game, to prepare for being the co-host of the next one. They do still need that potent number 9. We can see it in front of goal. They don't seem to convert when they need to. A lot of chances, maybe not even shots, but just sometimes just that final ball, that extra movement inside
or
the box.
a target in the box.
Yeah, just somebody to aim at in the box. Somebody to just kind of take over and say, okay, give me the ball, I can get a shot off, relieve some pressure, get yourself a corner. So you're not defending so much as they were a lot today. Because even when the Dutch did go forward, the US centre backs, they didn't always look the most confident. So,
Gentlemen, your thoughts on Weah and Musa. You're talking about a 4 years rebuilding of the USA team hosting next World Cup. Your thoughts on those two USA players?
Javon?
All right. Well, to begin with, Weah, he definitely did show his quality in front of goal in the first game. I did think in the second game as well against England. I think the issue with the US team and why it may cause an issue for both players, I don't know if they quite know their roles. So we know that Tyler Adams is the rock in front of defense. We know that most of the attacking chances will come from Christian Pulisic. We don't really know what to expect. I don't know if either player know what's expected of themselves. I feel like a lot of the time, especially today, Weah got last in the game. He took one shot, I believe it was, definitely one shot on target. Half volley from outside the box and 22 yards out, and I feel like that was his only chance in the game. For the rest of the game, he was pretty much out of it. But Musa, I think, is a quality player. I think, giving him 4 years, he has a lot of time to develop, and I think that US midfield, if they can get one more midfielder, or if all 3 of them, Musa, McKennie, and Tyler Adams, can get level up their play, then I think the US will be much better suited to challenge bigger teams. But I think that's where they lost the game today, personally. They got overrun on the wings. The fullbacks had to tuck inside, which is what left Dumfries to dominate the right flank and Daley Blind to run inside the box and challenge and score.
All right, so we'll be going for a break now. When we come back, we will be previewing the big bad Argentina with one Lionel Messi versus what some would call the underdogs from the Oceania area there, Australia. So we'll be right back here on Sports Talk.
What would I do without you? You help me carry on, you help me stay strong. Whenever I'm down and can get through, you lift me up again and going all day long. Precious moments we share with you, everything's so right. It's clear, nothing else can compare to the taste that you bring to life. Mom, to you full of life.
The Trust and Corporate Services Providers Act 2017 and the Trust and Corporate Services Providers Regulations 2022 require that individuals and corporate entities be licensed by the Financial Services Commission. Individuals and entities that were providing a corporate or trust service before April 25, 2022 must therefore submit an application to the FSC for the appropriate license on or before April 24, 2023. Relevant stakeholders are encouraged to apply now. Application forms may be obtained from the FSC's website at www.fscjamaica.org.
Love 101, the family station, invites you to Tech Time Drive. You can hear reminders and tips on why you should Tech Time Drive. Tech Time Drive, a bulletin of the road safety tips to help you keep safe and your head sound while driving. You only have one life. Drive it well. Tech Time Drive on the family station, Love 101.
So this is how we do it.
Welcome back to Sports Talk on Love 101 FM. We have our analyst with us, Javon Main and Aidan Alexander. I also have with me our co-host, Courtney Morrison, and I'm Kathia. All right, so we're going to be previewing the game that's coming up at 2 p.m. today. But as I said before, big bad Argentina. I know there are a lot of Argentina fans out there, including my own father. And also versus Australia.
Including my wife and her twin brother. From day one, it's Argentina from the days of Diego Maradona.
All right. So, Javon, or is it Aidan? Aidan, let's start with you. Your preview of Argentina versus Australia.
I think Argentina really did themselves a massive favor by getting to top the group. It started out rough by, losing to Saudi Arabia match day one. There was a bit of, nervousness in the camp, maybe, heading into that first game, trying to preserve that 36-game unbeaten streak. But then, they got the job done against Mexico and Poland on the final day. Got to set to top the group, avoided playing France in the round of 16 because that French team looks dangerous. Coming up against Australia, Argentina do go in as heavy favorites, but they can't let that get to them. Taking the decision not to start Angel Di Maria, I think is interesting. I think he's been one of the best players for Argentina in the opening two games, particularly against Poland and Mexico. Rodrigo de Paul, I think, has been massive for them as well. I think he's been a really, really good pivot in that midfield. Enzo Fernandez against Poland, great as well. McAllister, man of the match against Poland as well. So I think Argentina, one thing they do lack is a bit of width on that left-hand side. Only Acuna is providing that width on the left-hand side.
I was just about to ask you about Mr. Acuna. Didn't hear you mention his name.
Yeah, he's been massive as well. Yeah, and I think what's interesting about Scaloni's team is because they overload on the right-hand side. When they do get that outball to Acuna, he finds himself in so much space and is able to create so much and be such a threat off that left-hand side. So if they can find him a bit more, I think they'll find themselves creating a good amount of chances. But I think Argentina, they need to get the job done today, head into that next round and play the Netherlands. So I think Argentina will have a good game today, and I think it should be an exciting watch.
Okay, what do you think about Australia chances though?
Australia, match day one against France, they didn't look that convincing. They scored that goal, but after that it was one-way traffic for the French. But the next two games they did come out with some good performances, some good points there. So it won't be, like I said, it won't be a cakewalk for Argentina, and they definitely can't approach the game thinking that, okay, we're the favorites, we'll just play as such. Australia is definitely a dangerous team. They do have, quality to score goals. We saw that in the group stage. They got themselves second place. So, Australia does have a good chance here.
All right. Javon, your thoughts?
I mean, personally, I think there's hope for Australia. With Christian Ramirez starting around the back, after a shambolic performance in the first game, I do believe there's hope for the underdogs. I'm also looking forward to
Javon. I'm really, really praying hard.
So am I. I think Di Maria has I'd say inarguably been their best player so far in the competition.
Do you think they're going to super sub him? I think that might be the thought behind the coach, super subbing Di Maria.
I mean, okay, but you do that, right? They overload the right side. Papu Gomez is not a winger, moreover a right-sided winger. Alvarez can play on the left side, but he's going to go to the middle. Messi will go to the half line, get his passing stats up a bit until he actually, gets forward in the game. So where does the where does the whisk come from? As you guys asked earlier, I don't believe Acuna can do it on his own as well as he's been out of competition. Neither do I believe Molina can. And Duke, I think Duke will cause a problem, especially down that left side for Australians against again Romero. So maybe it's wishful thinking. I sure hope it does happen. But I'm hoping for a win by the underdogs and a disaster to us by a number 10 of Argentina.
All right.
I really feel that Messi in this match is going to actually show his class.
You will.
I actually do feel
Mm.
that he is going to recognizing that he's playing against Australia. For some strange reason, I just sense that
He's going to rise to
but
the
it's going to
occasion today.
but it's going to be a rough match. I believe Australia might score at least 2, and so Argentina may have to outscore them.
All right, let's see. That's coming up at 2:00 today. But we're going to also preview the 2 matches coming on tomorrow. So that's France versus Poland
Big
and
match.
England versus Senegal. 2 big matches coming on today, Aidan. Talk to me first about the France versus Poland game coming up.
The France-Poland game coming up. If Poland play like how they did against Argentina, they're going to get run over. So plain and simple. Their entire tactic against Argentina was probably to lose by as little goals as possible. And against a French attack that consists of some of the fastest players in the world, they're going to get run over if they continue to play like that. Robert Lewandowski was inconsequential against Argentina. He got no service, absolutely none. He had nothing to do up top. He was just an out ball for them to try and clear the ball to give themselves a minute, a minute of relief. So if they can't approach it, you could say that they probably approached it like that because they knew they just wanted to get to the next round. But yeah, then Poland needs a complete rehaul of how they played against Argentina if they want to have any chance of, threatening France. We see what this French team can do. They made 11 changes on the final day and ended up losing, but we seen the quality that they possess in the first 2. So yeah, if Poland gift France a performance like they did against Argentina, then they don't have a chance of coming out of that tie. But if Robert Lewandowski can get some service, Poland can control the ball, just to give themselves a ounce of break from that France onslaught of attack that's going to be coming. Kylian Mbappe is going to be running those centre backs tired. So it's going to be a long day for the Polish. I think Wojciech even said against Argentina he felt like the game lasted 5 hours. So that French defense, not French defense, the Polish defense will definitely have their hands full, and France definitely are the heavy favorites going into that time.
An aging team versus a youthful team. Can you imagine if France still had some of that firepower, Pogba missing along with others? What would be happening?
These defending champions still having to. The French squad possibly. I think the deepest squad at the World Cup this year.
Yes.
They put on anybody and it works. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting for me. Javon, your thoughts on the France-Poland game coming up? What do you think? Does Poland even have a chance?
I'd be silly to say absolutely not with the way this World Cup has gone so far. But I expect French domination. Probably wrap up the game within the first half an hour, if not, first 45 minutes, if not half an hour. I see Makiash struggling against Mbappe. Dembele has been playing very good football since the beginning of the World Cup. I just can't see a world where they even touch the ball, really. I expect pure domination from the French, and hopefully they can wrap up the game early and give the key players some rest going into the next round.
All right, sounds good. And then we move on. So Aidan, I'm back to you again on your thoughts. England versus Senegal, which I think would be the more interesting match of the 2 matches. What do you think, Aidan?
I'd say in terms of favorites, it's probably a bit closer than the French Polish game. But will Gareth Southgate go back to his 5 at the back? We know Kyle Walker is now fit and ready to play. Will he go back to his 5 at the back system? We saw that against the USA, England didn't really do much going forward. Will he change his personnel? Wales on the final day, he finally started Phil Foden and Marcus Rashford, got himself 3 goals there.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of hard to, discredit their ability to start now, given the performance they provided to you in your last game. Senegal now, I do think they have missed Sadio Mane, came second in their group. They're coming against, a difficult English team. Javon might disagree. He's not the world's biggest England fan. But this England this English team, they definitely have the quality to win the game. It's just a matter of can they execute on the day, because we've seen with their performances, it's very hot and cold. It was hot, then cold, then hot again. So will they get 2 hots in a row? We'll have to see.
Yeah, you just don't know which English team is going to turn up. I think that's my problem with them. I think that's really my problem with the England team. You just don't know. And then I really think Gareth Southgate should start Marcus Rashford tomorrow. I really think that his impact on the game, if they go pressure, take it from the beginning, and put the pressure on Senegal. Put Senegal on the back foot. I think the issue with the games before is that, especially the USA game, that England was playing, I don't know, hopscotchy something, because they were like not attacking, not wanting to go forward. They were just, playing this lousy type of very cold
Tentative
football.
kind of
And I
football,
can't
yeah.
understand, because, these are players that play in the English Premier League week in, week out, and they don't play like this. I can't understand when they put on the national colors that someday they just seem to be very lukewarm.
Javon, I want your perspective. Is it that they're having that tentative approach? There's so much pressure on this English team, hoping that they will do well. Raheem Sterling, we're noticing, is not present. What do you believe is happening with this English team? Will Senegal capitalize on their tentative thing? Because, this is win or go home.
I sure hope they do. It would be difficult without Idrissa Gana Gueye, who would have gotten his second yellow in the final game. So I believe he does miss this game.
Yeah.
But in terms of the English team, I just don't believe in them. I don't believe in their coach. I don't believe in their play style. It's not far-fetched to believe that he will go to a 5-back after playing 4 for the entire tournament. It also wouldn't surprise me for him to bench both Rashford and Foden. If not, maybe one of them. It wouldn't surprise me if he went right back to the Mason Mount, Sterling. I do think Sterling starts. I don't think he puts Sterling on the bench. I just don't see it happening. Rashford may get a start in the game, but I do see him putting back Mason Mount into the lineup as well. However, I think the English can, get a result from the game if they don't play Mason Mount. I do believe that, as a Chelsea fan, I struggle with Mason Mount because statistically, he does seem to do a lot, but a lot of the times it's just a lot of running with no real purpose and a lot of nothingness, right? And that's where I feel like England will have a problem. I feel like you're better off playing Phil Foden right there behind Harry Kane. You play Rashford, and I don't believe there's in any world of Sterling not start on the left side. I believe if you do that, you shouldn't lose a game. But again, it is England nonetheless. He will probably, go to a 5-back. Yes. I don't know, but honestly, I hope Senegal can come and pull off, or at least make the game entertaining. But England will struggle, especially if they I don't think the players can handle pressure very well, especially around the back. So it's interesting to see how the likes of Harry Maguire and players like that who have been under scrutiny recently, how they will react to pressure if it does come during the game, as well as the coach.
I believe this is the year of the underdogs, and I'm really hoping that one of them will just jump out, and I'm hoping Senegal will be that team.
Wow.
I hope so too.
I see you and Javon are on the same page here. Aidan, I'm with you. I'm hoping England goes to throw yourself. We'll be right back on Sports Talk. Stay with us here on Love 101.
International gospel music ministers Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain from Maverick City take the stage live at the National Stadium alongside Kevin Downswell, Carlene Davis, Rhoda Isabella, and Rondell Positive as Kingdom Culture presents the Well Encounter, the ultimate worship experience. National Stadium, Saturday, December 10. Early bird tickets at spuropen.com/TWE22. Follow on Instagram, the Well Encounter Experience. Sponsored by Purity, Sadcore, Love 101 FM, Grace, Pepsi.
People making.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, yes, it is. And we got a wish list to share with you. So while you're listening, this is what I want you to do. Grab a paper and a pen because it's time for Chock Full of Love 2022. And we are taking the love to our beneficiary at the Surgeon Golding Rehabilitation Center. We are requesting toiletries, adult diapers, Crocs adult slippers, tablets, cotton white sheets, blood pressure portable digital machine, office chairs, educational toys, and other items. To donate or to hear the other items on the wish list, call or WhatsApp the producer between the hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 876-568-4744. After you've pledged your donation and received your confirmation, please drop it off at Broadcast House 81 Hagley Park Road by Wednesday, December 14, so that we can package those gifts for the patients at the center. Love 101 needs your help, and so does Surgeon Golding Rehabilitation Center. It's a chock full of love.
There's an air of Christmas joy.
Welcome back to Sports Talk on Love 101 this Saturday, December 3rd. We're talking about World Cup round of 16. Just in case you're under a rock, we're now in the World Cup in the round of 16. Just in case you're not watching or listening, we're in the World Cup round of 16.
Can you describe the persons as being under the rock? There are persons who are not fans of football.
Well.
They're not under a rock.
Under a rock, it seems.
And I also call it football. I will definitely not call it soccer.
Well, I guess that's why you weren't training for USA this morning, right?
Absolutely.
Javon Main and Adon Alexander, analyst at A-Ball Sports, still with us.
Yes.
And we're going to be previewing. So we just previewed the matches. So
England, Senegal, France,
England,
Poland.
right. And we're now going to be looking at Japan, Croatia, Brazil, South Korea, Morocco, Spain, Portland, Portugal, right?
Versus Switzerland. Portland. That would be good. That sounds like Jamaica would be involved. That's awesome.
Portugal, Switzerland. So, thoughts, gentlemen. Igadan, I'll start with you.
Save the Brazil match for last.
I'm gonna keep the Brazil match last.
I want to hear that one.
We're gonna keep the Brazil match the closer to the end of the show.
Yes.
So we're gonna go Japan, Croatia. Aidan, your thoughts?
Japan, Croatia, I think has massive potential for an upset there. You know, I was speaking with my uncle yesterday, and you know, he brought to the point that says, you know, the Croatia is not the same team they were 4 years ago.
No.
They're 4 years older. They don't have the same personnel available, you know. But I think, and especially with, you know, the performances Japan has been putting in, particularly against Spain and Germany, that has massive potential. That is probably the biggest. That tie has probably the biggest potential for an upset there. The Japan team is not to be underestimated. I think this Japan team is well organized. They're well drilled. They know how to get themselves a good performance, even if they don't control and dominate the game for large spells. So Croatia definitely has a lot to think about coming against this Japanese team.
Okay. Aidan, Javon, rather, your thoughts on the Morocco-Spain match?
The Spanish fan, myself, like Courtney.
Yes.
My biggest problem with the Spaniards, and I say to Aidan all the time, I know what to expect from them every single game.
Yes.
850 plus passes, 2 chances created. Probably score one of them. I think there's never really that final product. We were asked if we think that the 7-0 was a fluke. You know, Aidan said he doesn't think that you can score 7 goals and it be a fluke. But we did see them struggle to score goals in the following 2 games. I just feel like the attack a lot of the time is very stagnant. They pass the ball around a lot in the middle. They get it wide. It might have to do with them not necessarily having a pure number nine, but they always put it back into the middle and they try to get that perfect goal, which is very hard to get, especially when you possess the ball so much. Teams tend to sit back against you, and it's that much harder to make those intricate passes into the box. So, I mean, I do expect Spain to win the game. I do hope they win the game, but with the confidence that America has now, you can't afford to, you know, pass the ball 900 times and create one chance or two chances, miss the chance, and then Morocco go and get a chance and score, because then they make it that much harder for you to get to score that perfect goal that you're constantly trying to score.
Morocco is a team that runs the ball.
They do.
Defensively, as you said, the Spanish team seems to be waiting on the perfect goal. Portugal, Switzerland.
I mean, I've Portugal going to. I do know is when I expect the my goat to start performing in the competition. He hasn't really showed up so far in this competition, so I do expect it to be I expect it to be much better for them now. I do think that what what gives me hope for Portugal is that most of the goals come from him, and now they seem to have found some way to score goals without him being a part of it. So I do feel like now if they find a way to put the two together where they can score goals without him, but he can also be actively involved in an attack, then they do have a chance to win. I
Do
do think their best.
you believe his game is being affected by what happened at the club level? And so he's not of a focused mindset, or is he going to be trying to prove something because of this?
Yeah, we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah,
For those who are
CR7.
Mr. CR7 himself. For those who are listening
Sorry.
and trying to figure out who we're referring to here. Go ahead.
I don't think his the interview or anything has been affecting him. He comes off to me as one of the most mentally strong persons out there, especially in sport. That's one of the reasons why he's one of my he is my favorite player. But I do think that the Portuguese attack in the past is completely different than now. So he's used to those balls constantly coming into the box over the top, or crosses into the box. He hasn't got much of that so far this tournament. I do think they can fix that if they start Cancelo on the left side of defense, and then start Dallo, who has been having the season of his career so far this year. But I mean, I don't think that's affecting him really. I just feel like the rest of the team is now flourishing. Bruno Fernandes, who wouldn't have performed in past tournaments, is playing very well right now. So I feel like it's just an adjustment for them, and adjustment for him, and then things will be much better.
I mean, I know Portugal is your side, or rather, Cristiano Ronaldo is your favorite player. But what do you think are the chances of Switzerland? Does Switzerland have a chance, or do they not? Or they don't?
At this point in this World Cup, everybody has a chance. I don't think it's very one-sided. Portugal haven't performed well enough over the past few years for anyone to say they're outright favorites, especially against a team like Switzerland, who we know will come out and play a very hard game of football. So I do believe that they do have a chance. They will come out, it's a winner go home situation. So they will come out, they'll be physical, they'll be playing strong, they'll be taking shots at goal. Douglas Costa or Diego Costa, I remember what the name of the Portuguese keeper is, cannot afford to make the mistakes that he did make in the first game. I believe it was against Ghana at the end of the game there. So he has to be on his toes as well as the Portuguese defense. There is a question mark with the second centre back and the person who's partnered beside Ruben Diaz. So that would be interesting to see as well.
You both are so. I mean, I'm listening to you both, and you have dissected even the teams, the defense line, the goalkeepers. But here's what I want to hear from you both on the South Korea versus. We know that Brazil is almost as if, I'm not sure if it's the green and the yellow that also exists in the Jamaican flag.
I thought so too.
Brazilian fans. But someone assess this match for me. Is it that South Korea have overperformed? What do you believe is going to happen in this match?
Javon, we'll take you first.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
it's hard to go against my country's team. Brazil is Jamaica's team, and I just don't see them losing to South Korea. I do believe that South Korea will put up a fight, but I just feel like the quality of the Brazilians from center back up, it's just great. I do hope for their sake that Alisson is back in time. I think he's definitely a better option in goal. Losing Alex Telles is a big hit because who plays left back now? Where Alexandra, I believe, was out for the last game, which is why Telles came in. They do have a question mark at right back, but from there on out they have quality players. We don't expect Neymar to be back. I think their best substitute for him in that game is Rodrigo Goes, playing right there behind the striker. I feel like he's a quality player and does offer versatility.
And then Gabriel Jesus out as well.
Jesus is out as well. So Richarlison will start. We do expect Vinicius to start out wide. I just can't see Kim, and Kim. In that South Korean backline, I just don't see them handling the whisk power of Brazil. Vinicius will have a field day with whichever Kim is on the right side, whichever Kim is on his left side.
Right.
Who will start at right wing after Anthony's performance yesterday? We don't know. But I do think that Brazil should win the game comfortably.
The final match against Cameroon in the group stages, they lost 1-0. Do you think that will affect them anyway in terms of whether progressing, or will they put up a fight, or are they depressed?
Aidan, your thoughts?
That 1-0 loss to Cameroon, I don't think will affect the Brazilian mentality. They still came on top of the group. They made it 11 changes against Cameroon.
Yes.
They went to that game knowing they were going through, basically just preparing for the round of 16. That 1-0 loss definitely will not affect that Brazilian confidence. The players are too professional and they have too much quality to let that loss affect their mindset going into the game against South Korea. I'm a massive fan of Rafinha. He plays for my favorite club, FC Barcelona. I think he's quality. Will he start against South Korea? I'm not too sure. Vinicius, he definitely has a bigger role to play now with Neymar not expected to be back. Will he take up that Neymar mantle, that superstar role, almost, take over the game, drive at the player, take on your man, make something happen for your team? Richarlison, he's had a good tournament, particularly the first game. I think Brazil, they should be all right against South Korea. The South Korean team, particularly in their first two games, didn't show a whole lot of quality in front of goal. I think Brazil should be good to go through this tie. And that loss against Cameroon definitely will not affect their mentality whatsoever.
Yes, we're getting close to the end of Sports Talk here on Love 101 FM. We had our two guests with us. Well, they are fantastic in terms of analytical skills of the football
Definitely. But Aidan and Javon, before we go, quickly, 30 seconds each. Your predictions for the game coming up at 2:00, Argentina versus Australia. Anyone?
I mean, I'm rooting for the underdogs.
So you're gonna go Australia?
Sorry.
Aidan, tell me.
Like Javon knows, I'm someone who's massively superstitious, and as an Argentina fan, I cannot bring myself to make a prediction. I just hope for the best. I hope to God Argentina play their best, and I hope that their best will be good enough for them to get the result.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports Talk today. Thank you so much, Javon and Aidan. Thank you so much, Courtney. Thank you so much for joining us in studio today. And Dietrich, thank you so much for your help on the technical side.
Today.
This is Sports Talk on Love 101. Thank you so much for joining us. For those who joined us on Facebook, YouTube, and those who texted us on the WhatsApp line, thank you so much. And do enjoy your day. And as we go to move to the matches coming up, Australia, Argentina coming up shortly. So we're going to be shipping out the studio to go catch those matches, right?
So happy already. Netherlands won, and I'm hoping for Australia.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports Talk. See you next week at 1, right here on the family station, Love 101.
Here's an invitation for churches and community organizations.